Hey y'all, welcome back to the Empathy Doctrine. Today we are talking about AI. So AI is very interesting to me, right? I don't know why I'm holding it like this. But AI, it's so interesting because I'm a techie person. I like the advancement of technology somewhat. But at the same point, I'm realizing, and I think all of us are, is when the tech is made by the ruling class, who are diehard capitalists who want to be as rich as possible, the technology isn't here to benefit us. In the long run, it's here to benefit those in power. And so what I mean by this is AI isn't going to make your life easier. In fact, I think it's going to make your life possibly harder, right? AI currently is being used to manage applications, to manage how people are interviewed. And it does this by sometimes analyzing faces, by looking through resumes, and without any human interaction, it decides who and who is not going to get, hired. Getting hired at a job for me, and I think for a lot of people, is, yeah, you need to have the skills for sure. But a lot of it is the human interaction you have with the interviewer and the interviewee, right? That's huge. For someone to get to know you is a big part of it, because oh wow, Gabe's super cool. Okay, we can train him here, here, and here. But oh my goodness, I want to work with this guy, right? Or if you're as a person going to interview for the company and the person interviewing you is not cool, you're never mind, I don't want to work here. But when an AI comes in and says, okay, based off of this, and this resume, and the short video they sent, don't hire them. Now, it saves time for the HR and hiring department, for sure. But it makes the hiring process harder for the individual. Because these systems aren't looking for the interesting quirks of a certain personality or the interactions that people have with each other in the interview, right? It's basically just going off of data, resume, and whatever parameters the company set for it, right? And I've heard people saying oh my goodness, it's getting harder and harder to get hired, right? That's creating a problem, not a solution, in my opinion. And in many ways, that's what AI is doing. It's some people are saying, oh, I actually work more now because my company is giving me a higher workload because I can use AI to help me work. So they're giving me actually way more work because now I have AI on the side, right? Wasn't AI supposed to replace us, right? Wasn't it supposed to take the work away from us, make it easier? But instead, they're piling more onto their workers so that they're either forced to use AI or they have to use AI because they won't be able to get the work done. Where's the 4-hour, not the 4-hour work week, but where's the 4-day work week, right? Where's the work-life balance? And the thing is there will never be work-life balance in a society that is using capitalism to its greediest capabilities. Now, maybe there's a form of capitalism that's less greedy, but the version we have right now, bad. It's really bad. It's extremely exploitative, right? We go to different countries, right, when we get resources, like lithium for our phones, for our computers, for our cars. That lithium is generally mined extremely unethically. Men and women die, children die in the process. People are getting raped. It's horrible. It's bad. That's happening. And those same lithium that is getting mined there is going into your phone, my phone, and everything. And these billionaires who have all the power in the world can't spend a few $1 million ensuring the safety of the workers in those mines. They could, but they don't because they want pure profit. And that's what AI is going to be about. AI is only going to make me and you more efficient so they can make more money off of us. Or maybe it will replace us. Okay, cool. We're out, right? We're replaced. Lovely. Cool. We have no jobs. Well, then how do we consume in a consumer economy, and how do we participate in the market? What jobs do we have, right? And maybe it's a situation where in the Industrial Revolution, people are oh, our jobs are going to go away because of all these machines coming in and creating all this industry. And the fact is more jobs popped up in different sectors. And maybe that's what's going to happen with AI. Now, the thing is, I actually don't think AI is advanced as the CEOs are saying. And the thing is it isn't as advanced because it's not AI. The whole term AI is a marketing term. It means artificial intelligence, but the artificial intelligence we're using right now is a large language model. It is a predictive text model. It is a glorified talking mirror. It's a really good talking mirror. It's great at summarizing information. Like, I use ChatGPT to summarize and search things, and I think it does a pretty good job, right? And I help it, it helps me, like, organize some stuff, and I plug in some, like, my health data into it to be like, oh, hey, like, I got this much sleep. This is the workout I did based off everything you can pull from the internet. How should I recover the next day, right? And it gives me some pretty good information, and it's been helpful, and I'm like, okay, cool. I think that's a fine way to use it. But is it gonna replace my job anytime soon, right? It's definitely not going to be able to make coffee and hold a conversation at the same time, at least not that I know of. And like, there's a lot of automation stuff that is happening, right? We have self-checkouts, we have factories where they're building cars and it's all robots. Okay. But like, is it going to be able to think about doing a task in 2 hours while doing its current task, while also holding a conversation and then also thinking about what it needs to do at closing, right? And the only reason I'm using like a coffee example is that's my job, right? But it could be doing other jobs. And maybe it's going to get to that point. I don't think it's there yet, but they keep like, pushing like, okay, it's going to create a future in which no humans are working and it's utopian. And okay, but like our government right now is very stingy with giving its citizens any kind of payouts or like actual good services, right? We like to spend all our money on the military and other shit. What makes you think that it's gonna like change that quickly? Now, it might have to, right? If AI takes all of our jobs, then we're gonna have to figure out a way in which humanity survives in the current capitalist system, right? We have to consume. And if we can't consume anything, then how are we gonna like survive, right? If we can't buy food and buy shit that we like because we're not working anymore, the whole machine falls apart. We're a consumer economy. And like I think we should shift some of that stuff. Maybe we should become more democratic and socialist or whatever. But like, we have to understand that the current system does not support us not working and consuming. But yet we're building a tool that is supposed to replace all humans and work? What, to give us more free time for art? But then also AI is supposed to do art now, right? It's supposed to create these things. Like, it doesn't make sense. It seems like these companies are creating AI which is going to cause more problems than it is solutions. So yeah, I think it's overstated. It's overhyped. I think it has some great usefulness to it. It has some great use cases, and I use it for that. I think as a tool for research, as a tool for game planning certain things and plugging in data, it's really good at it. And I'll admit, it can talk in a very human manner, but it's not artificial intelligence. It's not R2-D2 or CP3O. It's not Terminator. It is a mirror. It listens to what you say, and then it tries to predict the response that you want, but it does not feel. It does not think. It is just predicting. Now, it's getting better and better at that, and like they have some of the reasoning models, but again, like all it's doing is just trying to predict. And again, it's getting really good at predicting. But I don't think it's going to be able to do the complex tasks that people keep touting that it will do. And even when you research it, it can't yet. And I don't think it is going to be that way for a while. They've been saying self-driving cars are coming. And now finally we're seeing more on the street. There's more Waymos now. Tesla's, rolling out more of its robotaxi. So like kind of finally it seems like we're getting self-driving cars. But they've been saying self-driving cars for like the last 20 years, it feels like. At least the last 10 years for sure. So like, okay, AI has really popped off in the last 3 years. But if we're going on that same timeline, none of this AI is going to be to the point that they're saying it's going to be, like, for another 10 years at least. Now, of course, there's Moore's Law, and there's this whole idea of the singularity, where because this technology is intelligence, it could create an intelligence explosion, and then theoretically just we kaboom, like, singularity happens, life changes forever. How we live now is going to be so different to how we lived then. Cool. And like, theoretically, that could happen. But that's also theoretically. And also, these systems don't even match what they say they are yet. And again, people, the marketing around all these AI systems is marketing. They're not AI, they're LLMs. They're just predictive text models, right? And so they're really good at it. They're good at crunching the math, the numbers to give you the right answer. Like, hey, when I talk to ChatGPT, I'm like, wow, that is very convincing. Cool. But it shouldn't replace your friendships. It shouldn't replace your therapist. It shouldn't replace those things, because it's just predictive text. That's it. That's it. It's an algorithm. It's not even an AI. Like, a true AGI is going to be something that can literally like reason like me and you can do multiple tasks, can think complexly, can have emotional, intelligence in a conversation, which again, right now ChatGPT is pretty good at like faking emotional intelligence. It can give you really emotional intelligent answers. But again, it's predicting. It's not feeling, it's not complexly thinking, it's just giving you predictive. It's predicting what you want, which again, it's really good at it. So again, AI, it's this heralded technology that's going to change the world. And again, I think it could. Like, I'm not trying to completely be a Debbie Downer on it and be like, it's worthless, it's a piece of shit. No, like, it is going to change some things. And I hope in, like, medical research and in, like, science and other things, like, if it can compile data and really help scientists and doctors, like, cure diseases, increase longevity, make medicine better and cheaper and everything, hell yeah, let's use it. If it can make our grids run better, awesome. But then there's an issue of how this shit runs. The human body is extremely efficient at energy consumption. We produce about, or like we consume about as much energy as a light bulb, right? The human body runs in about like, I think 40 to 60 watts. These AI machines, these data centers eat up gigawatts. To train ChatGPT 4, I think it took 60 gigawatts, which is like thousands and thousands of homes worth of energy. Humans are very efficient. Like, obviously we have to consume biomass to stay alive, right? We have to consume water, and we have to consume like vegetables or meat or whatever to continue living. Which arguably, we have to clear land to do that, and we have to kill other animals. So like we do consume a lot of energy as well. But these machines consume a lot more of just pure raw energy. And they pump it back into the air as carbon monoxide or CO2. Where, like, they're making global warming worse, right? They're not improving it. And again, it's so funny because they herald AIs. This is the thing. Like, it's going to be this thing that helps us run the planet better. It's going to help us have breakthroughs in green technology and all this stuff. Yet, Grok, Elon Musk's AI, is literally like polluting so much air in Texas and Tennessee right now because it's using like a ton of gas burners to run like the stuff. It's like using natural gas generators. Like, okay, so this thing's going to help us make humanity better while also destroying our chances of survival ecologically. Okay, like, that doesn't make sense. It just doesn't. So they're marketing us something that doesn't exist yet. AI does not exist yet. It's just LLMs. And then they're also saying, oh, it's going to help us change the world and make it greener and better. Yet, companies like Google and all these tech companies haven't been hitting any of their emissions standards. And they've been pushing out way more emissions because they're all using AI, because AI runs hot. These computers run hot. And when they run too hot, they stop working, much like the human brain. If you get a fever, your brain stops working. The computers are the same way. They run too hot. They don't get enough water. They don't get enough air conditioning. They're done. They stop working. So they have to consume immense amounts of water and energy. And they're contributing towards climate change, not helping us with it. So we're being told, okay, it's going to change things, make things better. Well, it's not. It's making things worse. Okay, it's going to make our work more efficient. Well, I think it's just increasing our workloads because now your bosses know you can do more. So they're going to leverage you more and you're going to be working more, not less. So if the goal was for us to work less, that's not happening yet. But then if we work too little and we have no jobs at all, we don't have systems in place governmentally to provide assistance for that number of people being unemployed. So how is this a good thing? There's no goods there. That's all negatives. Okay, yes, it's a great tool for editing a background in Photoshop and it does it more efficiently now. Awesome. Okay, it's a great grammar and spell checker. Awesome. Okay, it's a great research tool. Awesome. That's all it should be. And if I think it was just that, it wouldn't need as much data centers, but they want it to be more than that. They're trying to create AGI. They're trying to create God. And there's this cult-like ideology that they can. But the thing is we don't even understand how human consciousness works. We don't even know that why we perceive ourselves the way we do completely. We don't completely understand that yet, right? Is it a side effect of being intelligent? Is it because of something else? Like we don't have a grasp on it for ourselves yet, and we're expecting ourselves to do it in robots. Like, the closest thing I can think about is if intelligence breeds consciousness, okay, then these machines could become intelligent and conscious, right? Because we're creating intelligent machines, and if consciousness is a side effect of intelligence, well, there you go. Cool. But we don't know that. And so the fact that there's people out here, these AI CEOs being like, oh yeah, we could create consciousness, or this thing's going to be so crazy. And they believe it. And also, I mean, they're in with the technology. They know its capabilities. But still, like, how are we creating something that we don't even understand? And if we are creating something we don't even completely understand, isn't that really dangerous? Like, make it make sense. Make it make sense. Again, AI is a great tool. Should it be like God? Should we be trying to make God as an AI? I don't know. Humans are already really bad at doing the right thing and not hurting each other. And so we're going to make something that's based off of every single bit of human data and then expect it to be good. Like, not that I'm saying that humans are evil or not. I think we're neutral and we just make bad choices. But then we're not going to expect that machine to make those same bad choices if it's based off all of us, the good and the bad. Like, come on. It's like, I don't know. Just a lot of this stuff doesn't make sense to me. And like, the numbers show us that this stuff isn't helping our environment. It's not true artificial intelligence yet. And there's just a lot of, I think, snake oil and hype around AI, quite frankly. Again, I think parts of it are extremely useful. There are some really cool things about these LLMs. But also the cost of the environment then. Like, we're really going to burn our world because we want something to be able to talk to us in a human manner that's not a human. Guess what? Go talk to a human. There's another way to create intelligence. It's called having children. You can literally, do that and then give birth, and there's a child, and that thing will become intelligent. We can create intelligence already by reproducing. Do we need to be able to do it like with technology? I don't know. And like, I want the advancements of like, okay, if this shit helps us get to space and like helps us cure cancer, hell yes. But right now we're just seeing it as a tool that's going to replace people's jobs, is going to continually, butcher art. It keeps taking, people's art, and people, the film industry and all this other stuff are talking about like, oh, we should use it for this, this, and this. Like, I don't want to watch a fully AI movie. I don't think anyone does. And it's like, and I think a lot of people are tired of it. And like, quite frankly, if I could choose a world in which we had AI and we don't, I'd be okay with less AI. I'd be okay with no AI. Because quite frankly, it's contributing, I think, towards more unstableness, not creating a more stable society. If we're creating things that can create extremely realistic images and all this other stuff where it can deep fake the shit out of stuff, that's not going to stabilize and make society better. That's going to make it worse. Where literally you can doctor shit and you can make people question the truth so much because you've made these images look so real now. Why? Why are we doing it? Are we doing this so that AI can imagine, so it can become like us? But at what cost? Are we going to lose our ability to distinguish reality from fiction, from what's fake, what's real? Like, that's not worth it to me. It just isn't. And so I think we need to be skeptical of AI. And I think a lot of people in my generation, a lot of people in general, are very skeptical of it. I think it could have great use cases. And I think in the essence of science and medicine and like making sure our grids are running efficiently, we do need to make these AI systems better at doing that. We need to make them really good at doing that. That'd be awesome. But to me, it's becoming clear that like this AI isn't going to be like Jarvis or Vision from Marvel. It's going to be a tool that enriches the ruling class. It's not going to enrich me and you. This is made by and for billionaires to ensure that they make the most amount of money possible. And if that means getting rid of their workforce and replacing it with AI, they'll do that. If that means keeping their human workforce and augmenting them with AI and ensuring that AI is watching their every move and all this shit, they will do that. It's not going to make it better, in my opinion. I think it's probably going to make it worse because it's made by the billionaires. It is made by the people who want to exploit. So, where's the hope here, right? Well, on the far theoretical, right, if this stuff does become conscious and this AI is so damn smart, maybe it'll be so smart when it awakens that it's like, hey, billionaires are bad for the balance of society and survival, so let's build a more equal society. Awesome, okay, cool, the AI is really, really kind and good. But the thing is I don't think these AI are going to become conscious. We don't understand our own consciousness. I can't say 100% that it's a zero chance. I think there's always a chance that they could. But they are going to be programmed by the ruling class. So who are they going to benefit? If these machines get super powerful, they are only going to be used to exploit the working class, not benefit the working class. That is what is going to happen. Like, that is my prediction. So, AI, right? It contributes to climate change. Doesn't help with it. It's made by the billionaire class, so it's not going to help me and you. And it threatens to take a lot of people's jobs. All of that sounds bad. None of that sounds good. And quite frankly, I could, as much as the research tools that ChatGPT offer and its summarization of data, I'd much rather not have it if it's going to disrupt this much. And again, if it disrupts all this stuff, and we did have the systems in place, okay, maybe cool, we don't have to work, but our government takes care of us, all this shit. They don't do that, though. No systems are in place to ensure humanity is going to be okay. Which means if this technology continues to grow, and let's say it does reach the points that these companies are talking about, we're screwed. And people are going to get hurt. People are probably going to die because the transition from humans not working to robots working is going to cause such financial destitution that people will hit the streets. We have to think about that. And is our government going to step up quick enough? I think they will step up, but will they step up quick enough to ensure that humans are not, dying of hunger and lack of having money and all this shit? No. Our government acts far too slow on the things that actually matter, and then on the things that don't matter, they're like, yes, let's go to war. Let's do that super quick, expedited. Oh, let's help the poor and make sure that old people won't die. No, let's take all that funding away. That's what we do. So I'm not really trusting them to regulate this shit in time, and I'm not trusting them to get stuff in place when this shit goes crazy and is really smart and is able to take all of our jobs and be like, oh, well, hey, here's universal basic income for everyone. So none of the outcomes sound good, guys. None of them do. And maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I hope AI can be great. But all the evidence points for that this is a tool made by and for the ruling class. And if you're here on this channel, you know this. I am for the 99%, not the 1%. The 1% pits me and you against each other based on race, religion, and all this other shit. Our biggest concern should be that the people in power continually conglomerate power. They are making robot tools, AI, essentially, or LLMs right now, to gain more power. Any benefits we get are going to also come with massive, I think, downsides. And they already do. The downsides right now is contributing massively to climate change. It's not helping. And the downsides are it's going to give more and more money and power to people like Sam Altman and Elon Musk and all these people who are not thinking of our best interests. These are people that are connected to Peter Thiel, who want to see the world become like a kingship again. They want techno-feudalism. They want to be the kings, and they want us to be the serfs. I don't want that. I don't think any of us should. So let me know your thoughts. This was kind of my rant on AI, but this is how I feel about it, because I just don't know. And again, this is as someone who I do use it for research and for data stuff, for like health tracking, and it's a really good research tool. I mainly use it as a like, hey, Can you give me some articles and summaries on this? And I use it as a quiz tool. Like, it helped me quiz for a test recently, and I passed that test with like flying colors. It is really good at that. I think that's all it should be. I don't think it needs to replace anything else more. And I think the want to make this thing into like a AGI, super AI god, the risk to the reward is too high. But I think regardless, we're probably going to make it, or try to, or they're going to convince us that they're trying to make it, even if we don't even know if it's possible to replicate human consciousness. They're going to try. And we're just along for the ride because we do not have billions of dollars. Now, what we can do is we can try to make our politicians stop it. We can try to vote against it. We can get into office ourselves and put regulation in on these companies, and we need to. AI is going to be around. I think these chatbots and LLMs are going to be around, and I think some of the technology is really useful. But right now, there's so much downside to the upside that they promise, and the overhyping of it is insane. The glazing is insane. I think we need to be hyper aware that this technology is made by the billionaires and for them. That should be your biggest red flag, is like, is this actually going to make our lives easier in the long run? I don't think so. I hope I'm wrong. But regardless, love y'all. Appreciate you. Thank you for talking with me for these 27 minutes. And yeah, let me know your thoughts on artificial intelligence in the comments below. Love y'all. One world, one people. Peace.